Black TikToker hates white people joy. Yet another video by Misha Petrov. This is the Misha Petrov stream. Now, I don't know if it's going to become a thing like with Brad Cooper. I think it will depend on the views. I have to drop some more reactions soon, and they will be dropping, I promise you. But as for right now, we stand with Misha Petrov and we will be reacting to her videos. She brought me a lot of views on the previous ones. Why not going for this again? I hope I spelled her name correct in the title. Yeah, I did. Good for me. Since that is the case, let's dive into the reaction.
White people's joy is not resisted. Your joy is what got us here in the first place. I want to see more of y'all like sitting your at home and giving your money to black and brown people.
Miss Japan was actually white, and people were against her winning Miss Japan. So how do you feel about that?
How the hell dare you go to somebody else's country as a colonizer?
She is an Iranian-born woman.
Colonizer! Yes, we're going back into this subject. I'm actually not that against talking about this. My ancestors are kind of those who who were under colonizers. So yeah, let's talk about this.
Woman who won Miss Germany.
As she should. Use them white people.
Tickets were only sold to people who identified as black. Are you going to do that in the West End?
I'm so excited to, yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Misha and
Wait, did she just say identify as black? Okay. I mean, we rejected the idea with men and girls, so why not rejecting the idea of white and black? Sure. Identify. Michael Jackson identified as white. I'm not gonna go big with these comments.
welcome back to my channel. Or should I say, it's your favorite Bleach Demon, Cracker, Milk Cricket. I forgot the other ones, but we are going to be hearing from some more individuals who hate white people. But before we start, please make sure you are subscribed and have hit the notification bell.
Before you make sure you subscribe to my channel, you have to know I love everyone and I hate everyone the same way. I love people and I always give them a chance. I always try to give them a chance because I look at the situation and try to think what's the best that I could do. So, I want you to know that everything that I say today is you can take it serious if you want to. But from my opinion, I'm going to respectfully share opinions. And I don't want any rude discussions in the comment section. I want good discussions, but not rude. Let's continue.
So you don't miss any of my videos.
Be a controversial take, but I'm seeing a lot of queer white people posting shit like posting themselves being really happy and doing some random shit and being like,
Wait, queer white people. I'm still getting into this terminology, guys. Don't blame me. I haven't been on social media in a while, so let me check. Meaning. The normative idea of queer. Wait, I thought that queer people are something different. No? Queer people is a word that describes sexual and gender other than straight and cisgender. Okay. So the normative. Wait, so black people can be gay? I can't be racist. I'm gay. God, I have to read these articles. This is amazing. White gay privilege exists all year, but it is particular. Okay, I have to read these articles. These are actually so cool. Maybe even I should try a reaction where I react to articles. Holy damn. Yeah, I know what we're doing the next. I want to do a Brad Cooper stream, but screw it. We're gonna have an article reaction stream. I'm very curious how people will look to it when I'm reading something and expressing my opinions. I really. Oh my god, this is so genius, guys. Yeah, I'm taking that note for the next stream. I don't understand what she's saying, so let's just really get excited about the genius idea of reacting. Have you ever seen people reacting live on stream to articles? I might be the first one. Okay, I got to implement this before someone steals it. You dare smile as a person that is I'm still trying to get what she's talking. What kind of resistance? What kind of joyful resistance? I'm just watching this, skipping. I have to get back into this YouTube mindset before I actually start saying some words. I want to check how do I look on the stream because I think first of all my stream is going super slow. I don't know. Oh my god, I understood the problem. I was sharing the wrong tab. I was sharing the wrong tab. Let's just move on.
Joy and how awesome it was. Honestly, I want to see more of y'all like sitting your ass at home and giving your money to black and brown people so they can do that.
I'm sure
Yes. Can someone send me something? Why are you demanding? Can I also have free money? I mean, if you can ask, I'm in the privilege to do that as well. No. Oh, okay. I said we're gonna be respectful. If I don't get what she's I mean, I can rewind this and you may try to understand. Maybe you skipped it because you were watching another tab.
people who have a white savior complex. Your joy is not resistance. You should not be happy. You dare smile as a white person?
Literally, I'm seeing so many white people right now going on like organizer retreats and posting about their joy and how awesome it was. Honestly, I want to see more of y'all like sitting your ass at home and giving your money to black and brown people so they can do that.
I'm sure you would. So the race
Guys, what did I just watch? Like, I'm genuinely trying to understand what did we just watch. And you know what I also think, since she's having TikToks from that right side, I might probably change the stream view. So it's gonna be something like this. Yeah, let's keep it like this. What was she talking about? Again, I'm going to say this one more time. If I don't understand what a person is talking about, I'm not going to get into a debate with them. So I'm gonna pass on this one.
The race hustler here is assuming an entire group of people are privileged because of their race, while you sit in your car filming a TikTok on your iPhone, demanding that white people stop being happy and give you their money.
Broadway, there were nights where tickets were only sold to people who identified as black. Are you going to do that in the West End?
I'm so excited to, yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
And it's the fact that he's proud of this. Yeah, and I'm really happy about it. Yeah, we're discriminating based on race. Yeah, I'm so happy. Finally, we get to do this, right?
To be fair, okay, let's watch the first of all is BBC. So it's already controversial it's already like popping up questions if what they're showing is correct, but don't you think this take looks kind of edited or weird? Like, I'm not even sure that Misha did it. It may actually have been somewhere from the BBC, but let's listen to this guy. Maybe he has something to say.
We have to remember is that people have to be radically invited into a space to know that they belong there.
What? How?
No, man, you shit your pants on your own. I mean, I was trying to defend, trying to blame it on BBC, trying maybe even later on to blame it on Misha, but no, you just said it on your own. What in the Jesus Christ is he talking about? Radically accepted. So, like, imagine you're going out and in order to show a girl that she is the only one that you will be with, in order to actually show she is the only woman you get to see and speak for the rest of your life. You don't get a chance to, I don't know, buy coffee. If the waitress is a woman, you don't get a chance to, I don't know, to talk to a colleague of yours at work. No, or maybe even if she's your boss. No, only one woman. Like, does he know what the word radical actually mean? I know that he's using it here, but does he think it's the right way to support this idea?
Oh, so since when? When I've been to the theater to certain performances, I wasn't radically invited. I bought the ticket and I went.
And in most of our country, in most places in the West, uh, poor people and black people have been told that they do not belong inside of the theater.
Okay, so I want to know where in America or in the UK,
Um,
black people are told, no, you can't come to this theater. Whites only.
Especially nowadays. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how she finds these clips. It's for me it's way better to react to someone than to like do the research on my own, because the thing is they waste so much time on, like, they take actually so much time to find these clips and to then kind of add them together so the video would look like nicely. I'm just like using an already created product. I'm just consuming here together with you. And you're consuming my product as well. Like, I genuinely don't know how did they find these clips, and it's super impressive. I'll like the video just for that.
Only that doesn't happen. Unlike the opposite now, where you're telling that white people can't come, only black people can come, right? And also, they're discriminating against poor people. Well, yeah, if you're poor and you can't buy the ticket, if that's what we're talking about,
Okay, okay, this only got into me, the discrimination towards poor people. Again, as I say, no offense. I do get that poor people are that poor people can't afford some of the stuff, and I do get that it's not fun. It's not funny to laugh at the poor people. That's why I'm not laughing at poor people. It's sad. People should be able to become as rich as possible, and every single one can if they put in the effort. But that is out of subject. Discrimination towards poor people for giving high prices. Sorry, but if you want to buy a Ferrari, it costs a certain way, and it's not a discrimination. If the bread is more expensive than it was yesterday, it's not a discrimination towards. Like, does this guy even know how to use the correct definitions? I'm genuinely, and he gets invited to an interview on BBC. Where are my invitations? Where are my interviews? I would give you smart, rational, and interesting content. Who are you inviting?
you have to be able to afford the ticket.
In America, Jim Crow existed to literally tell them that they could not sit in the same theater as white people. And so for me,
Who?
to literally tell them that they could not
To afford the ticket.
in America, Jim Crow existed to
Jim Crow. Okay, I'm googling this guy again. The doubt, the self doubt, will always be there. Jim Crow. Uh, guys, please give me English dictionary. Jim Crow. Who he was. Who was Jim? Like, I'm gonna share it with you as well. I got a French Wikipedia. I don't know why. Oh, okay. Well, let me translate it because that's gonna be confusing not only for you but for me as well. Were state and local laws introduced to the southern? Okay, okay. Jim Crow. Jim Crow is a theater character developed, okay, and popularized through his mind. The character is stereotypical depiction and of their culture. Rice-based account folk trickster named Jim Crow that had long popular among enslaved people. Okay, I mean, if we start digging into this, it's gonna be too long. But let's just assume he's right. Let's just assume that Jim Crow existed for this reason. Okay. As for now, I might agree with you because you know about this more than I do. Now, maybe Misha has something to say in response. Maybe she did her research better.
To literally tell them that they could not sit in the same theater as white people. And so for me, as someone who wants and yearns for black and brown people to be in the theater, who comes from a working class environment, and so wants like people who
Who
do
are you
not make,
working as?
over six figures a year to feel like theater is a place for them, it is a necessity to radically invite them in with with initiatives that say you're invited, specifically you.
So that's why you're fighting the racism from the past with racism now. You're going to have
Yes. If you can't defeat, join. If you can't defeat the evil, join the evil. Become the evil. That's his mastering plan. And yeah, she didn't give explanations to Jim Crow laws. So okay, I'm going to give that guy from BBC this one.
theater segregated based on race. Does that not go against the principles of equality and inclusion you're always talking about?
Price of that is saying to people who are, just because they're white, you can't come, you're not allowed in this space. Does that make you uncomfortable?
Well, no one's saying, listen, there are a litany of places in our country, in all of our countries, that are generally inhabited by only white people. And
One, even the whitest countries in the world are not are not only populized, are not only, oh my god, I forgot the verb, are not only, they're not only white people there, even in the whitest countries, even in the whitest bars, you name, I don't know, the opera. Go to the opera, you'll definitely see racial diversity. And not because some of them got quotas, because some guy, any guy from any race, white, black, other races, he worked hard to get hit to a status where he went to, and he got the money to go and buy tickets for the opera. It's that simple. It is that simple. Don't find these conspiracies, radicalism, discrimination. Hard work pays off. And that's what I think every single person should agree on and remember for the rest of their lives.
no one has questions about that.
So if there are certain places, like let's take sports for example, there are certain sports that you'll find more white people in and sports you'll find more black people in. Does that mean that there's a sign that says, oh, only black people can play basketball or only white people can go play golf? Of course not. It doesn't mean that if you find more black people somewhere and more white people somewhere else, it doesn't mean racism.
No one is saying that by inviting black audiences here, you were uninvited. The idea of a blackout night is to say, this is a night that we are specifically inviting black people to fill up the space, to feel.
You see, the problem with this is, it's like when I'll always talk about quotas for someone. I don't care, women, if we're talking about sexual, no, if we're talking about gender diversity, racial diversity, sex diversity, and all that. When someone comes to me and says, okay, we need quotas or we need some specific uh how do I specific exceptions for these people because of something completely unrelated to the general idea of the thing. For example, I don't know, we need to have black theaters, just people, only black people in the theater just because they're black. Say, okay, black nights are black nights. I have two questions. One, do we organize a white night out? If we have a black night out, do we organize a white night out? And the trick here is that no matter what answer you give, it will be racist. I'll tell you why. Because if you say no, well, what the hell? So there, blacks can come at any day, and the whites and all the other races, have to include all the other races, cannot come every single day. That's a bit discriminative. But if you also say yes, well, you're kind of separating people based on their color. And, you know, that's something that people have been trying to fight over centuries. You know, they've been trying to unite all the colors together. So in any answer like this, any answer that agrees to a black night out in the theater is racist. If you agree, again, if you agree with a black night out, that leads to questions that will eventually show you that the whole idea is racist. But you do not often spot it from the very beginning. You have to really dig deep down into it. Like, for example, I just did was the question about a white night out. And there's so many questions that you can ask. We just don't have time for it. We're watching YouTube, and it's already been like 20 minutes of the reaction. So we're in only the first 5 minutes. So let's just finish this BBC guy.
Feel safe with a lot of other black people in a place where they often do not feel safe.
Yeah, we're only inviting black people, and it's a blackout night, but it's not like we're telling white people they shouldn't come. It's not racist or anything. I personally would feel really welcome to attend this performance when you specifically said it would be a blackout night and that you would radically invite only black people.
I'm not sure that blackout night sounds very, very good for a theater night out.
It sounds like you don't want white people there. Art can unite people, right? Black people can attend, white people can attend, Asian people can attend, whoever. You should be welcoming people from all kinds of backgrounds, all races, right? Instead of that. Because that is backwards.
That you can host a play in our capital city and dare to choose the colour your audience should be. This is, without a shadow of doubt, racist. I'm talking, of course, about The Slave play, written by Jeremy O. Harris, scheduled to be performed at the Noel Coward Theatre in London in a few months' time. Now, the theatre, which receives public funding, has earmarked 2 shows as black-only performances, or blackout nights, where white people are advised not to attend, so that a black-identifying audience would be free from the white gaze.
The white gaze.
White gaze! White gaze! Why do you have to put the gaze into it? Like, the gay topic is a whole another topic. What did they forget in the racism question?
Okay.
But we are not judged evenly in the traditional theatre spaces.
How are black people treated unfairly in theatre? Can you give some examples?
Oh, I'm not here to go into that now because this is a very casual interview outside of another event.
Oh, of course, yeah. I have a lot of experiences. Just trust me. There's
Trust me. I'm telling you, you should come to that theater with me, and I will show you. I will show you how black people get discriminated in a theater. What is happening? I remember the last stream was called Absurdity of 2024. Well, if we didn't have a specifically dedicated character that today, like Misha, this could have been part 2 easily. Because, I mean, even though racism existed before, at least you could somehow explain, like, you could at least explain what people were thinking about. You would disagree with a lot of what they were thinking, but they had some logic into it, you know? These guys don't. It's absurd.
There's plenty of things I could talk about right now that are 100% true. We're just not going to go into it right now.
I have many experiences of being treated as other within the spaces I am working by people who are in the audience. I'm not talking about theatre and
audience members.
by audience members.
So what would they do? Just like,
no. This is not honoring my experience.
Guys, I can actually fly. Like a bird. Like I can fly. I know you may not believe me, but I can do it. It's actually happened to me many times. I'm not going to go into detail, nor am I going to provide any proof. Just take my word.
I can fly in the plane as well. You know, airport, you go first, you kind of have to give your passport. Yeah, but in general, I can fly. Smart play, Misha, smart play.
For it. You don't believe me? Well, that's not honoring my experience.
She's an Iranian-born woman who won Miss Germany.
Does she live in Germany?
Yes, she lives in Germany, but she wasn't born in Germany.
I think it's fine, whatever she calls herself. If she's German, then she's German in my mind. Why are they against it?
Because she's not German, and she's Iranian.
But she calls herself German. I think it's fine, whatever she calls her.
Okay. Is she German or is she not German? You can call yourself whatever the hell you want. Is she German or is she not German? And I'm not even going to Google this because I think I already did. And she does have a German passport, which makes her German, which makes her eligible to participate in Miss Germany. But what this guy's response is whatever she calls herself. Brother, I can call myself a singer. You know, a rock and roll singer. It's not gonna make me a singer. God, and you live in the UK. I mean, I think this is your girlfriend. You got the girl, got these black sunglasses, probably have a normal job where you can enjoy life. Why can't you just dedicate some time to at least think about what are you expressing out? Again, respectfully judging you. We don't want any bad comments. But what I'm saying is, man, just listen and replay to yourself, please. At least you can't save this take, but at least in the future, if you're ever stopped again for a street interview, you will be able to handle it much better.
Calls herself she wants to be, and that's, whatever she feels is cool.
Right, so if I identify as German, I am now German.
I think she's vibing, doing her thing. I have no issue with that.
Yeah.
Okay, brother, you genuinely... I don't want to get discriminated. I don't want to argue with people, but did you intentionally look for people dressed like this? No offense to a lot of these people, but usually if I would see you on the street, I can guarantee 99% what answer I would hear from you. And now I can guarantee you he's gonna show them Miss Japan and they're gonna say, well, no, how could she come there? She's not even Japanese.
Miss Japan is a Ukrainian-born woman, and she's actually white. But people are super upset about the fact
we are the best. If there is something we do have, the greatest women, proven by Japan.
that a white woman won Miss Japan, and people are okay with an Iranian woman winning Miss Germany. So what do you think about the dynamic there and how unfair that is for white people?
I don't think it's unfair to white people.
But what if she was also just vibing?
I think she's vibing, doing her thing.
This is a crazy thought. I think Miss Germany should probably be German. And I think Miss Japan should probably be Japanese. If these people were born in the country, okay, I think that would be a different story. And this woman was born in Iran, and the other woman was born in Ukraine.
An Iranian-born woman who won Miss Germany. How do you feel about that?
As she should. Use them white people. She did what she had to do. I respect it. I would have done it. I would do it. I will do it. Just wait.
Miss
What is wrong with your person?
Japan was actually white, and people were against her winning Miss Japan. So how do you feel about that? Why?
How the hell dare you go to somebody else's country as a colonizer?
Okay, I genuinely don't believe that this guy is acting real. I genuinely think this should be a guy, first of all, and genuinely the second thing that I think is that he is really acting out so that he could go viral. I do not believe that this is actually the reaction he would give, even if his thoughts are like this. This is not a genuine reaction. I'm not saying that the interviewer paid him. I'm saying that this guy saw a chance that, okay, I can go viral if I go like this, acting controversial, and people are gonna have like people are gonna see my face in a lot of TikTok videos and Instagram reels. Brother, start streaming, react like me. If you ever want, you can jump in. We can do a collab. I'm not against it at all. I like talking to people. But don't be genuine, at least on the camera. That's, I think, what people actually do like the most when watching videos.
Going and colonizing someone else's brand for your own benefit. Once again, they never fail. Miss Germany is absolutely beautiful and absolutely gorgeous, and she better do that shit again.
Oh, no double standards at all.
Can we stop like normalizing people being late? Like, it's not cute, it's not funny, it's not a.
When y'all are ready to learn about the connections between this, and the white American cultural norm with obsessing.
Socials. Sunny Day Jones, Cash App, Sunny Day. Oh, okay, that's her. That's her. Give me money. Give me money. Show me the money. Love that scene. Okay, sexism, homophobia, patriarchy, white supremacy. People label me all of this, but I'm not. This has to stop. This has to stop. I have to prove it right now in the video. Come on, girl. I'm gonna stick with you till the end.
Thing over being on time, please let me know. Please. Because as someone who is Black, queer, has ADHD, and studies African American history and culture, it's one of my favorite things to talk about. But until then, we could just keep acting like that's a completely harmless opinion that has no historical context whatsoever.
So let me get this straight. You have the privilege to arrive late because you're Black.
As a racial justice advocate, I'm often invited to give talks.
I can't do it. Can't do it. Woman, what are you talking about? How can doing something late even be justified in any way? It's the reason we say late. Yes, people do say it's better late than never, but that's because never is too late. It's because never is later than late. Why am I even doing this? This is absurd.
Talks or to do workshops where I talk to white people about race. A big part of my practice is to offer real life stories, examples, that type of thing that help white people to be able to identify white supremacy in everyday life.
My husband's family is white, and I often use the cultural differences between my family and his.
Okay, should I do this comment? Your husband is a very lucky man. I'm sure he oh no, I actually have to see first the husband. I can't say anything about the husband until I see him. But all I can say for you is that I'm glad that you have found the love of your life. I'm genuinely happy because it shows that even people like this deserve true love. It sounded wrong. Okay, YouTube, please don't cut this out. Like, keep the whole part where I'm trying to be respectful to people.
His family as a way to help white people see their whiteness.
See my whiteness.
Late to our first Thanksgiving with his family.
You see this as well? Are you seeing my whiteness as well? I gotta go full screen. You see these fingers? My nose? Yeah, I think I'm white enough. All good.
I say late because it started at 12. We got there at 12:10. But whenever we got there at 12:10, everybody was already sat down and eating.
That's fine because you're Black.
That's disrespect. And I don't know why people are normalizing it. Usually before it was when people were saying that work starts from 9 a.m., usually people actually started working from 9 a.m. And now it seems that now only people start arriving at 9 a.m. And it's good if they even arrive at 9 a.m. because usually they arrive at 9:05, 9:10, and they say, Well, it's just 5 minutes, just 10 minutes. Now, if there's one subject that I can talk and try to find some rationality in different topics like racism, sexism, homophobia. I can find in all these social topics. But if there is one where I'm absolutely sure it is impossible to find any positive answer that could start a genuine rational debate, is the topic of being late. Rhymed it like a G.
It's still rude. It doesn't matter what race you are.
I use this illustration to point out that different cultures have different understandings of time, lateness, and what it means to be polite.
What sounds
Yeah, I know. It's like the jokes about Hispanics who come 3 hours after the party started. It's still disrespect. It. If I ever throw a party and I want to invite someone and I want them, actually, this is a genuine story. Me and my friends used to get to meet up at like 11 a.m. It was like in the summer, so we went, just to walk around. But I spotted that most of the times we were late. So I came out with a plan. If I want to make sure that by 11 a.m. we are already going for the walk, let's set the meetup at 10. And that way, even if we're late, we still start to go on our journey on time. Guess what? It worked. Why? Because people had time in advance. So people plan something and make sure they are on time. At least in some way. Some people didn't think like this. I was thinking like this. I could allow myself to come at 10:15 knowing that we're supposed to go on a walk at 11 because that was the plan. Now your plan is to just go out there and show. Okay, I'm not going to say this comment. No, actually, I'm going to say this comment. Screw it, you. I'm black. I can come 10 minutes late. Explore your whiteness. I mean, again, I'm genuinely sure this is like 1% of the people. But even if you take that 1% of the people like this in the United States, you take 300 million, you get 300,000 people like this. That is a lot, I must tell you.
sounds more racist to you? Mother-in-law invites you, says, please arrive at 12. I am going to be cooking you food. And you arrive at 12. Regardless of your race, okay? Or mother-in-law says, you're black, so I know you're gonna be late because you don't understand time in the same way that I understand time because of your race, so you can arrive at 1. As an educator, you should make a chart so that we can see how much time is allowed depending on your race. So if you're black, you're given 30 extra minutes, right?
And if you're like mixed race, it depends on what color your skin is closer to. It varies in seconds, actually.
If you're white, you have to be on time. If you're Asian, you get 15 extra minutes or whatever you make up.
If you're Asian, you have to be 15 minutes early.
Because this is all made up nonsense. But at least that way it would be a bit less confusing, maybe.
I always use this as a teachable moment.
Being late is not exclusive to black people. It's called not being a narcissist and acknowledging, observing, as well as respecting someone else's time.
Maybe she's also suffering from time blindness.
Trying to go somewhere, and I just wanted to know, are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness and being on time?
It's all about respect, except you can't seem to respect their time. What if a client of yours for your anti-racism workshop wanted to do a Zoom call with you, and you said, okay, let's go on Zoom at 11, and you're there at 11, and they don't show up until, let's say, 12. But let's say they were also black and they wanted to take part in this workshop. Is that fine? You're wasting your time waiting for them on the Zoom call, but it's okay, right? Because of their race. Something tells me you wouldn't be happy when it was your time that you're wasting.
I always use this as a teachable moment.
And that's
No, guys, I have nothing in addition to say to this. I will be closing this this video particularly by saying this. Don't separate people based on the color of their skin. Separate them on based what kind of person they actually are. And trust me, if you hate them, hate them. If you love them. But make it on the argument, make your arguments based on them is as individuals, not as someone who used to be a part of some culture. This was Zeno77. Despite me wanting to go to that bed and falling asleep, I'm going to give you one more reaction because we call this stream the Misha Petrov stream. It's gonna be good if I give you two more videos. But for those of you who are watching this on YouTube in replay, you'll be expecting this reaction only in a couple days. But trust me, I think it will be worth it. Zeno77 yet again. I'll see you in my next videos.